Beautiful people, today we are ranking every single player from Ultimate Scream. We have the Resurgence, we got a Fright Fest, I've been asking, it's on the docket, and finally it has re-arrived in FC 26, and as per usual, we have broken rank 1, Foot Champs Debatable, and the Pine. If you're excited about this promo, make sure to drop a like, and I do have a major question I want to front in the video with. New patch. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? What did you notice is different? What has changed? I might put out a bit of a raw video on either Twitter or Instagram if you follow me on other social platforms. I could even dedicate something here, but we just keep getting updates. And I want to hear your opinion, your thoughts, and then I can put together a synopsis, if you will. Aloe Wyron, that man is cooking or chefing or scaring. If he's sneaking up behind you, forget about it. The man has a lot of pace, rapid plus. And we're going to start out strong in rank 1, Alejandro. First instinct says debatable by definition for the Spaniard. There's been a decent amount of these Spanish players or La Liga even upgrades that they're decent, but they're not necessarily game-changing or game-breaking. I'm not saying that as a negative. I just don't know if we can make a big case to push upward and onward. And we're seeing similar players that are in this category or tier. Juan David, the Colombian. Juventus, got some pace, anticipate plus. Now we're talking. Body, straight to the Pine. The price is right. Plenty of these players are affordable or objective based, which means they cost you nothing but a tad bit of time. I'm sure we have many SBCs and new iterations. If players come out after this video is made, ask me in the comments. I'll place them for you. Campos, no longer a goalkeeper because that was never going to work out. 5'6", I'm a heightist for that position. I'm still not excited for the 88 overall, and I'm feeling a little disrespectful with the hot takes today. He's just not going to change your team, even up front. He's going to the Pine. Peter Crouch, and EA gave him technical plus, which tells me that the content team and the gameplay team are not aligned, because after this new patch, we all know that R1 dribble, you're not getting the same burst, the same types of turning, so it doesn't help shift a 6'7" attacking midfielder or striker. I still want to give him a little more credit, and I might have a bias for Mr. Robot, and it is the season. We're giving him debatable. Da Costa, I got a long history and rapport. I might have a bias, but at the end of the day, it is my opinion, it's my video. You either have a big body fullback or a quick-witted center back. Go to the Bundesliga, get you some German movements, happy days. Dabinha, wow, what a player. I've been talking about her standard gold. Now we've revved that up another notch. The touches, crispiness, Brazilian flair. You need a cam, someone who can orchestrate and innovate, give you a little bit of that creative back and forth. This is that individual, and you could take her out wide if needed. She's got a little more optionality and variety, but you do have to have a team build that will make sense for Dabinha with chemistry. But we moved Natale, even as 88 prime time, 89 more of the same. The Italian can do it all. Up front as just a floating attacker. He has the facilitation, the turning, the finesse shots, both feet, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, some storytelling. If you can't tell, I'm highly supportive, and he needs to be broken. Doué! We're going with multiple options in the Liga. Just having 80 for the dribbling on a CB with some decent size, I can appreciate. You need that recovery speed. Might be a sleeper for some of you. Ibrahim Fulla, he's creeping it real. I think that's the play on words that EA used. We'll go to the Pine. A lot of the objective players just not gonna make that big of an impact. Speaking of, we have Gora with spooky scenes, also to the Pine. Madison Haley with 6 play styles and 90 pace, and there is an overpowered nature, not nurture with the ladies this year. We're going to the debatable. Hamsik, and he's gnawing down. The man's hungry for more. Starting to get into these early iterations of rude Hullet stat lines in the middies where you're looking at mid-80s across the board, including an incisive plus, dime dropping. You talking about some court vision 2020, 40, 60. A lot of that did not make sense. Hashtag organics. Karchawi, I'm a fan. Her previous iteration was good. This is better. The most difficult part of her equation is where are you going to be able to play her? Not everyone's going to want her as a winger or a left back or even a center mid. So she has this capability to sort of be anywhere you need on the pitch, at least to a certain degree, and adds value. And you got to dictate if you can make that run or not so much. I have her in rank 1, but that's always the give or take, is which position gets you the best value. Kimmich with Jockey Plus. Put some respect on his name. Another sleeper choice, and I expect him to become even more affordable. Gets a little cheaper. Bundesliga doesn't have the same price tag, and some people will be concerned about his pace, but having that play style, it helps so much with all the quick turning, the release points. He gets stuck in, a little pit bull. I like him as a fullback, and I like him as a center mid. Casey Kruger. Can I get some American bias? Bit of a legend in the scene. She's had that longevity. I'm putting her in debatable. If you want to go back and forth in the comments, we can do just that. Lemonstall also going to the Pine. I don't like the low composure, the lack of balance for an attacking player. There's some fraudulent stat lines in there. I'm just throwing it out early. Lewis Skelly, if you want to make some movements, I got him in a debatable. The same with Mr. Luna, who is putting on the flag and wearing it with pride. If you're building MLS-based teams, he might even be higher on your list of 5-star weak foot. Let him work. Mascherano, now with pinged pass. I don't know that I can get him outside of debatable. He's still not offensively gifted and talented. He doesn't have that magic, no maneuverability. He's meant to be a center back, but then he's undersized, and you would have preferred a play style plus that was defensive oriented, not passing out of the back. This is by definition debatable. Zoe Matthews from a 62 bronze to now an 84. Not believing them stat lines. She's going to the Pine, with all due respect. Mbomo, and I believe you're paying a bit of a premium for the output just because that Manchester United tax. The weak foot went from 2-star to 3-star. He's gonna still feel relatively similar in game. Good enough for the weekend. There's no complaint. Just think you're being overcharged. But this video is not about value. It's just about ability, as per usual. Mr. Moon, not talking werewolves. And over the weekend, you're definitely not getting a full moon upgrade. He's gonna go to the Pine. Thomas Muller, a lot of stats starting to line up, but overall, he just ends up being above average and sort of an in-betweener in terms of positioning. Again, as a disclaimer, if you're building MLS, you need him. But he doesn't have a playstyle plus, you don't have the 4-star skills or better, and you're missing some of that synergy, at least for the final third, but debatable, it works. Pablo, who has been commonly packed, and he's also joining the debatable, which leads us to the most hyped, potentially the best SBC period, Paul Pogba. Now as a holding mid or as an attacking mid, I'm putting both of these iterations or versions or variations, because it just depends what you need, into rank 1. He's always got that little extra juice or the extracurricular, some bonus stat lines. People get into the nitpicking, but for 200,000 coins of fodder, I like both. Rafael to the top. EA just giving out play styles now with finesse shot plus. That athleticism, the speed, he has this uncanny ability to win those 50-50s. He scores ugly goals, he scores pretty goals, he chases back, he pushes forward, the one-man counter attack. Let the Portuguese man put on a show, and he does just that. Danny Scar, also seeing Pine in the situation. Nathan Tella, also going into the debatable category, 86 overall. You're not going to pay a premium, which is always nice if you can potentially take a chance and see if someone works into your team positioning. He's got good roles. You do have that pace. It would have been nice if he had the skills, but I still like him in this category. It feels right. If you want to make a counter claim and bump him up to foot champs, I'm not against it. Vinny Jr., now with low driven, he got upgraded, and I have been using the 89 heavy because I got blessed by the pack gods. And if you want to watch the gameplay live, we are streaming every single week, and most definitely every single weekend. Wamser, not groundbreaking, also to the Pine, and Wolfenden, which is a fantastic name that's fitting for this promo, and it's his actual name. And he went from a silver into an objective that's called a silver bullet. So EA has tried to step it up with a little more of the play on words and the puns, but he's still ending up in the Pine. Shall we review? And I'm gonna keep this a buck. I'm gonna keep this a spade. I don't think we're gonna have that many changes or shifts. As for foot champs, there is a little bit of room. I don't know that Mascherano deserves it, but it might be the only time that he gets himself in any sort of discussion or opportunity. As much as I'd rather have a little more versatility or pace or skills, expression, I'll give him foot champs today. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but he got it covered in the review. And I also rate ping pass quite heavy as an important play style. Tiki-taka, key releases. One more change, I'm taking Nathan Tella up. He has incisive, pinged, and tiki-taka good combination, can play as a shadow striker in that cam role, which is always my preferred role. I've been playing a ton of formations that have those little cam slots, and they end up being so impactful, whether they're starters or they're coming off the bench. But as for the rest of the promo, we're gonna leave that here. Remember to let your voice be heard in the comment section, and I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.